Welcome to our English learning channel. In today's episode, we're doing something a bit different. Join me, Sarah, and Emma as we dive into a fun, podcast-style conversation about their hobbies. We'll ask each other interesting questions, share favorite activities, and use plenty of useful expressions and phrasal verbs along the way. Let's get started and boost your English skills together. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about our hobbies. I'm really excited to hear what Sarah and Emma have to say. So let's jump right in. Emma, what do you like to do in your free time? Hi, Anneli. Well, in my free time, I love to read books. I can get lost in a good novel for hours. That sounds great, Emma. Do you have a favorite genre or type of book you like to read? Definitely. I'm a big fan of mystery novels. I love trying to figure out the plot twists and turns. Do you have a favorite book you've read recently? Yes. I just finished reading The Silent Patient, and it was amazing. I couldn't put it down. How do you find time to read with a busy schedule? I try to carve out a little time every day, usually before bed. It helps me unwind and relax. That sounds lovely. Have you ever joined a book club or attended any book-related events? I have. I joined a book club last year, and it's been a wonderful experience sharing thoughts and recommendations with others. That's awesome, Emma. Now, Sarah, what's your favorite hobby? Thanks, Anneli. I enjoy hiking. There's nothing like getting out into nature and exploring new trails. When did you first get into hiking? I started hiking a few years ago. A friend of mine invited me to join her on a hike, and I've been hooked ever since. Do you have any tips for someone who wants to start hiking? Sure. I'd say start with easier trails and gradually work your way up. And don't forget to bring plenty of water and snacks. What's the most challenging hike you've ever done? That would be the Mount Whitney hike. It was tough, but reaching the summit was worth it. Do you prefer hiking alone or with a group? I enjoy both, but hiking with friends is more fun because you can share the experience and support each other. Do you have any favorite hiking spots? Yes, I love hiking in the Rockies. The views are absolutely breathtaking. Thanks for sharing, Sarah. Anneli, what's your favorite hobby? I'm really into painting. It's such a relaxing and creative outlet for me. What inspires your paintings? Nature is a huge inspiration for me. I love painting landscapes and capturing the beauty of the outdoors. Do you ever exhibit your artwork? I haven't had an exhibition yet, but it's definitely something I'm working towards. I usually share my work online and get feedback from fellow artists. Do you prefer painting indoors or outdoors? I love both, but painting outdoors is really special because you can capture the natural light and colors more accurately. How do you find time for painting? I try to set aside a few hours on the weekends to paint. It's my way of unwinding and expressing myself. Have you taken any formal art classes? Yes, I took a few classes in college, but I'm mostly self-taught. I enjoy experimenting with different techniques and styles. Thanks for sharing, everyone. This has been a great conversation. We hope our subscribers enjoyed our conversation about hobbies. Let's learn some new words from the story. Interesting vocabulary. To get lost in something. Definition: to become deeply absorbed or immersed in something. Example: I can get lost in a good novel for hours. To figure out. Definition: to understand or solve something. Example: I love trying to figure out the plot twists and turns. To carve out time. Definition: to make time available by being efficient or prioritizing. Example: I try to carve out a little time every day, usually before bed. To unwind. Definition: to relax and reduce stress. Example: reading helps me unwind and relax. To get into something. Definition: to become interested or involved in something. Example: I started hiking a few years ago. To be hooked. Definition: very interested in or enthusiastic about something. Example: I've been hooked on hiking ever since. To work your way up. Definition: to gradually achieve a better position or level. Example: start with easier trails and gradually work your way up. To take up. Definition: to begin a new hobby or activity. Example: I've decided to take up knitting this winter. To be keen on. Definition: to be very interested in or enthusiastic about something. Example: I'm keen on learning how to cook Italian dishes. To dabble in. Definition: to take part in an activity casually or superficially. Example: he dabbles in painting, but he's not very serious about it. To be passionate about. Definition: to have a strong enthusiasm or love for something. Example: she is passionate about writing poetry. To indulge in. Definition: to allow oneself to enjoy the pleasure of. Example: on weekends I indulge in my hobby of baking. To be engrossed in. Definition: to be completely absorbed or involved in something. Example: he was so engrossed in his model train building that he forgot the time. To hone. Definition: to refine or perfect over a period of time. Example: she spends hours honing her painting skills. To socialize. Definition: to participate in social activities. Example: joining a local club is a great way to socialize and meet people with similar interests. Pastime. Definition: an activity that someone does regularly for enjoyment rather than work. Example: reading books is my favorite pastime. Leisure. Definition: free time when one is not working or occupied. Example: in my leisure time I enjoy painting. Recreation. Definition: activities are done for enjoyment when one is not working. Example: hiking is a great form of recreation for both the mind and body. Pursuit. Definition: an activity of a specified kind, especially a recreational one. Example: gardening is a peaceful pursuit that I love. Craft. Definition: an activity involving skill in making things by hand. Example: she has a real talent for the craft of pottery. Collecting. Definition: the action or hobby of acquiring items of a particular type. Example: my uncle enjoys collecting vintage cars. Enthusiast. Definition: a person who is very interested in a particular activity or subject. Example: as a travel enthusiast, he has visited over 50 countries. Feedback. Definition: information or reactions about someone's work or performance. Example: I usually share my work online and get feedback from fellow artists. Self-taught. Definition: having taught oneself rather than having lessons from a teacher. Example: I'm mostly self-taught. I enjoy experimenting with different techniques and styles. Now, we want to hear from you. Answer 3 questions about your hobby. Share your answers in the comment section below. What's your favorite hobby, and how did you get started with it? How do you make time for your hobby in your busy schedule? What's one interesting fact or experience related to your hobby? We can't wait to read about your passions and interests. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fun and interactive English learning content. See you in the next video.